Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all in today's online session for teachers on transitioning into hybrid classrooms. Before we move on, I would like to tell you that Gurusana is an initiative of Indus Towers Limited and Vodafone Idea Foundation, the content partner being Jigyasa and implemented by Pratham Education Foundation. Now, moving on, I would like Smriti to tell about the things that we need to keep in mind before moving ahead with the session.
Once again, a very warm welcome to all of you. Before we move forward with today's session, some important pointers to keep in mind are throughout the session, Munazza and me, we will be talking about some important processes or maybe some new ideas. So, to keep a note of them, make sure that you have a writing pad and a pen with you. In case any of you don't have it, you can quickly go and get one so that you don't miss out on any important points. Moving forward, the next point is in case you have any queries, any questions, any doubts, or you let's say you want to add on to certain point that is being discussed, then there is a comment section just below the video if you are using or watching the video on your laptop, or if you are watching it on your phone, then the comment section is just below the video. So make sure that you write it down in English or Hindi and share it with us. The next point is Gurushala keeps conducting various competitions, regular workshops, trainings. To get the regular update, make sure that you have logged in on Gurushala. Moving on, by the end of today's training session, you will get a certificate of participation. Make sure that there will be an attendance link. Make sure that you fill it up, and don't forget to fill it up with the correct name. Ensure you have entered the right spelling of your name, because the certificate that you will receive will be based on that. So now, Munazza, I would request you to,
Move
move
forward
forward
with
with
the
the
session
session
and
and
share
share
the
the
session
session
agenda
agenda
with
with
our
our
teachers.
teachers.
Right. So moving ahead, today we have a Samwad session on transitioning into hybrid classrooms. And the agenda for today's session is that we will be talking about the current scenario in schools. We will be talking about the challenges being faced by the teachers, how we can enhance their physical classrooms with watch, think, practice strategy, expert interaction, exploring resources on Gurushala, and task of the day. So now, Smriti, please move ahead and talk about the current scenarios in today's time.
Right, Munazza. Teachers, this is all about that we will discuss today. And there is a surprise element in today's session that we will have one expert who will talk about the transitioning of schools. So for now, we will look into the current classroom scenarios that we have. What is the scenario that is exactly happening in schools? As the images depict on the slide, basically we all know that students are back to school, almost all the classes, or even if there are some classes who are not yet back, they will be getting back to classes very soon. So there is this concern in the background of COVID safety. So we have been trying to maintain physical distances. We have been trying to keep ourselves sanitized. So students are coming back maybe alternate on alternative days or for shorter duration. So teachers are all prepared for that, or maybe continuously trying to ensure all the safety measures, in addition to teaching students, or this is this getting back to school emotions that after 1.5 years or 2 years. So there is a very emotional instability, because students might not be ready for getting back to school. So this is all what is happening in the schools or in the classrooms. uh, so I'm sure, because all of you must be experiencing it and can feel it better than what I can share in words with you. So we will move forward quickly to the next section where we will talk about the challenges that we interacted with various teachers who are connected with us, and they shared what are the some major challenges that they are facing when the classrooms are reopening post COVID-19. So Muneza, now I would request you to share all those some of those general challenges that we have noted down.
Yes, sure. So, moving ahead, as Smriti has talked about the current scenario, that how the times have changed now, and I'm pretty sure that now, once the schools reopen in all our cities, I think there would be, many COVID guidelines which would be followed throughout the classrooms, and the children would be seen with masks on, with their sanitizers, and they would be there would be proper guidelines through which the social distancing can be maintained. But amid all of these things, there would be quite a few challenges that the teachers might face in the post COVID-19 classrooms setup. So the first challenge, which the teachers have also shared with us, is that low attention span of students. It is very likely that when the students come back to the classrooms, their attention span has become very low. And earlier, when they were, since due to there was a sudden shift in the setup of the classroom, there was a time when the children were attending the traditional way of attending classes. They were coming to the school regularly, and suddenly, due to the COVID guidelines, they had to move on to the technological advances and to the virtual mode of classrooms. So now the children will be again shifting to the physical classrooms, due to which it might be possible that the children are not able to hold their attention for a longer span of time. The other challenge that can be faced is the difficulty in adapting to the regular classrooms. So now, after 2 years of COVID 19, many students have adapted well to the online method of teaching. Many students are now comfortable in taking the classes in the comfort of their homes, and now they have earlier many students faced the internet connectivity issue or the non availability of devices issue. But now, since this became regularized, the COVID 19 pandemic became regularized, the students started adapting to the new method of being taught. But now, since they will be moving back to school, it is very likely that the students will face a little difficulty in adapting to the classrooms, especially with the COVID guidelines. So they would be, they would have to keep in mind all the hygiene practices that are important. They would also have to interact with the teachers and the students physically, and that might be one challenge which the students and the teachers might face. The other challenge is integrating technology in physical classrooms. So, as we have seen that in these 2 years, the technological advances have been so much that all the lessons were taught to the students through the medium of technology. Many digital content creation skills were learnt by the teachers, so that they can teach the students more appropriately, more in a much more better manner through the virtual mode of teaching. But now, since there is again a shift in the physical classrooms, the important question is how can the technology be integrated into the physical classrooms? Because I'm sure many teachers might have felt that integrating technology in the virtual mode and conducting digital activities with the children have proved to be helpful. So now, coming back to the physical classrooms and integrating that technology in the physical classrooms might be a little challenging for the teachers, but this is something which we can work on, and we can ensure that the technology is incorporated in the physical classrooms. The last point is bridging the learning gaps of students. So since there was a sudden shift in the students, and there was a sudden shift in the teaching method for the students from the physical classrooms to the virtual classrooms, and now again to the physical mode of teaching, it is very much possible that many learning gaps have been come up, and it is very important to bridge those learning gaps. So teachers might have to overcome all these challenges that they might face once the school reopens, and they would also have to establish methods through which they can bridge the learning gaps between the students, so that the regularity in their studies is there in their studies, and the students are able to perform well in their subjects. So, moving on, Smriti, I would request you to please interact with the teachers and involve them in an activity. And so, yeah, move ahead.
All right, teachers. I hope all of you are ready for the first activity of the session. You will get 60 seconds to answer, the activity or the thing that we have some of the questions. So we hope that all of you are ready to, understand the question and answer it as soon as you, get to solve it. So make sure that you type the answer in the comment box and share it with us. And it will be great if you can type all the answers together and share it with us, so that the first person who answers the questions we can recognize and show your name on the screen. So here we go. The first riddle that we have is, I have teeth, but I don't bite. Yeah. So the first riddle is, I have teeth, but I don't bite. And you have to, identify what it is, which has a teeth but don't bite. Similarly, the second riddle is, I make two people out of one. I make two people out of one. So what is it which makes two people out of one? You have to identify the second one. And the third riddle is, I have two hands, but I cannot scratch myself. I have two hands, but I cannot scratch myself, and you have to identify these three riddles. What are they? And you have to answer. So I request all our teachers to answer. Let's say one. What is the answer of one, two, three together in one comment? So Munaza, if you look into the comment section, we have already started receiving some answers. Runalini Deshmukh ma'am has shared that comb can be the answer. Lopilo ma'am has shared that zip can be the answer, or zipper. Obit Shohe has answered. So let's see what are the correct answers, teachers. So you have 60 seconds to answer, and I think it's about to get over. I request all of you to answer the riddles. Let's see who can answer it correctly. So Alimla has answered that the answers can be comb, zip, and clock. Let's see what are the correct answers. We will move forward and share the answers with you, because the time is over. So the first riddle, I have teeth but I don't bite. So the answer is comb. Second riddle, I make two people out of one. The answer is mirror. And the third riddle, I have two hands but I cannot scratch myself. The answer is clock. So I would like to, congratulate all of you who tried to answer the questions, and special good wishes to all the teachers who have tried, who have answered the correct answer. And in fact, many of you have answered correct answers. Congratulations. With this, Munaza, we will, move forward with the session.
Thank you, Smriti, for the fun-filled activity. So, before moving ahead, as we were talking about the challenges and the current scenario post-COVID, uh, we talked about integrating the technology in the physical classroom. And after a lot of discussion with the teachers, we have come up that a hybrid model would be much more suitable to the students' learning, and it would definitely be effective, much more effective in the development of the students, since the technology which the teachers have been using during the virtual classes could be integrated, could be incorporated in the physical classrooms. So that would ensure that that all the technological advances that have been made and all the techniques that have been learned by the teachers and taught to the children are utilized in such a way that it is also a part of the current scenario. It is also a part of the physical classroom of the students, and somehow it is an amalgamation of the technology as well as the traditional method of teaching to the students. So a hybrid model would be such that includes both the things and proves to be much more effective to the students. So now, moving on, to understand it in a much better manner, I would like to invite our expert. Um, I would like to welcome our expert for today's session, Mrs. Nikita Singhal. She is the founder of a YouTube channel called A Better Life. She's a teacher and a researcher by profession. Welcome, ma'am.
Hi, thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us, ma'am.
Thank you. Pleasure's all mine.
So, as we have been talking about how it has been difficult for the teachers to go back to the physical method of teaching, and how they can incorporate the technological the all the technologies in the physical classroom so that it becomes much more effective for the students. So, ma'am, we would like to hear from you that how what do you think about the current situation, and how it can be beneficial for the students, and how the teachers can teach the students in a much more effective manner.
Yeah, sure. So I think all the students must be waiting for this day, and finally, this day has come, and students will no longer say we need holidays. Now they would say we want to go back to school, and finally, they're back to school with with bag of emotion, different emotions they are carrying with themselves. They're happy, yet they will feel little unsettled. Why? Because it's been a big gap of 1.5 year where they have done studies in a different manner, and now they have to adopt again to a different model. Having said that, when they were studying, this new model, this hybrid model, proved to be really beneficial for them. A, they started exploring more. B, they started enjoying the studies. They started learning things. They started doing different things, but they were not in the physical space. So because of that, it lacked interaction, the physical interaction, the physical the touch of the touch by the teachers and everything. The physical presence was missing, and without that the learning is incomplete. So when they are back, so they want everything, it will be very difficult for them now to come back, also with the fear in their mind of corona and everything is changed. So it's the responsibility of all the teachers to handhold them through this journey of different a little different type of teaching this time. We cannot have the standards that we had before for them. We need to change, we need to alter the standards we had. We need to really take them from where we left them. It is quite possible that in that gap of 1.5 year, they might have not picked up, all right, or they could be where the teachers had left them, right? So now when they're coming here, the teachers really need to handheld them, and slowly, step by step, have to take them ahead. Having said that, hybrid model will be amazing, and I think it is something that we should go ahead with. Every class should have a smart board. Every teacher should prepare everything on as they were doing on using the internet and the resources. This will make the interaction between the teachers and the students more engaging. It will not be monotonous, and students will learn in a much better way.
Right, ma'am. Rightly said. I think it's very important to switch to the hybrid model, so that as you mentioned, that we have left the student, and from there we have to pick them up again, so that their learnings are not like we can handhold them, we can talk with them, we can understand their needs, and then work with them through the different modes of technology as well as the traditional methods of teaching. Definitely, ma'am. So, ma'am, we also got a few questions from the teachers. One of the questions which I would like to ask you is, how can teachers bridge the learning gaps in the current COVID scenario?
Oh, very nice question. So, as we have all seen that teachers have given their best throughout this entire pandemic time. It was the more This time was most difficult for the teachers, balancing between the family and the students, and trying to adopt to technology, and at the same time ensuring that the students are understanding what they are conveying them. So I think teachers have done a great job. All right. And now, having said that, there must be some gaps which will be there, because when the students were at home, there was a lot of there was less of attention span. Then they could take help of the parents. Okay, most of the times in the classes we've seen parents sitting with the students, helping them out, so the students would have got little, they would not be taking so much of initiative, because they knew that their parents are sitting right next to them to help them out if they're not able to answer that. But right now they're coming to the school and they are doing everything on their own, so there will definitely be some gaps. So I would suggest to make the sessions more engaging, to have more of teaching, and then having more interactive, more experiential learning, more of diagnostic questioning, wherein the students can learn, and at the same time teachers can evaluate them. It's very important to teach, have a diagnostic questioning, and then move ahead. That means teach, evaluate, and then move ahead. When you do this, you know where the students are right now. Or maybe not to take a formal test, because they've just come back, they're not expecting any test or any thing like that, but to have some informal evaluation, wherein the teacher would know where the students are and what needs to be done from there, because every student is different, every student has a different learning journey, every student has a different pace. It's the teacher who's going to help them move ahead in their journey. So yeah, definitely evaluating them, introducing more of diagnostic questioning, introducing more of experiential learning, introducing more of questioning them, involving them, having more interactive sessions. That is the need of the hour.
Thank you, ma'am. I think you have shared very important pointers, especially keeping the classroom engaged, and teaching and evaluating and then moving forward, which I think in current scenario has become very important, especially when children will be back to school after so long, and they in the last 1 and 2 years they were not in the physical classroom, not directly, teachers were not able to understand the students learning directly, and not directly under their control. So yeah, so there is another question that I had, and I wanted to understand, because we have been talking about students, their learning gap, how to address. On the similar line, I want to understand as a teacher, let's say. So even it is a challenge for the teacher to getting back to school, and not everyday regular life, and also considering the fact that children are struggling and we need to be the support to them. So can you share what are your thoughts on this, like how can teachers overcome this struggle?
Yeah, very, very relevant question. I think we've been seeing everything from students' perspective, and taking teacher into the consideration, where they have been the biggest support for throughout this entire pandemic. It's very, very important to understand how they will cope up through this. So one thing is important, and that is that we need to have more teachers on board. Uh, Saying that two teachers taking the burden not the burden, I'm sorry, taking the responsibility of 30 students will not be fair now that we are using making the bubbles. That means having less students in one class. Okay, so one way could be one same teacher will be repeating the same thing thrice or four times so that all the students have covered the syllabus. The second thing would be we need to appoint more teachers. So there must be some teachers who must have lost their job in the pandemic. We really need to get them back on board. We really need to have some trainings wherein we tell the teachers how and what needs to be done. Having said that, we really need to take into consideration about their needs. This has to be a very collaborative approach between what is the need of the hour and how much the teacher can give right now. Taking into consideration the scenario, it has to be a collaborative model wherein the school authority has to see in the best of interest of both the parties. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing the all these things. I think considering teachers' need as well is very important factor. So going back to the hybrid classroom topic that we have been talking about, I would like to understand that how can a hybrid model of learning be incorporated in classroom? What are your ideas? If you can, throw some light and share some details into it.
Yeah. So when we talk about the hybrid model in the classroom, that means bringing the technology in the classroom, right? Learning the way we've been learning in the past 1.5 years, but adding the physical environment also there. That means the best of both the worlds, right? That means you are having one the physical space you're going to, and b, you having the technology. So that means it's going to be amalgamation of the both, when the students will learn in much better way. So the teachers can bring in so there has to be a smart board wherein students can have can learn all those things or from all the resources they have been learning. B, what they can do is that the in the same way, now I don't know how effective is it to allow the students to get their digital devices to school. That's again a very controversial thing, because I would not really encourage this in the school right now until and unless the proper measures are taken into consideration. If that is taken into consideration and we want to continue with the technology in the school, that's a different model that we can have, and we can explore more about it. But I think we can start with the smart board in the classroom, and then move slowly, and see how things are turning out for both the teachers and the students, how they're learning better, which model is working for them. It's definitely they have when they have technology, they were learning in a much better way. So I'm sure adding more of technology in the class, which is controlled by the teacher, will definitely help.
Nice, very nice ideas, ma'am. I think these would be very effective in teaching the students and ensuring that the learning gaps are fulfilled. Although they are recognized and they are being worked upon. Ma'am, in the previous slides, we also talked about a few challenges that the students may face. That included the adaptability of the students in the current scenario. Because there was a sudden shift from the physical to the virtual and then again to the physical. So there will be definitely some adaptability issues from the children's end, and there will also be some attention span issues with the students. So they may not they were all like they became so comfortable probably in the virtual setup that now it would may not be very um, definitely they would be looking forward to going back to school, but still at some point of time they will be facing some attention span issues and some adaptability issues. So ma'am, how can these issues be tackled from our as a teacher? How can we as teachers can can tackle all these issues with the students?
So when it comes to concentration, or when it comes to focusing better, or when it comes to having a better attention span, something that really helps is yoga or the physical exercise, right? This is something that will set the tone of the day. Now when you start your day with that, so you can expect that students have, uh, y- taken out went out the extra energy that they have, and they'll be more focused. So I would definitely recommend, if everybody could start with some breathing exercises, a b some of exercises or some of the movements in between, b number third is having more of interactive sessions, taking it slowly. Definitely we cannot expect exactly the same pace what we where we were when we had left. So taking it slowly is very important, and b setting the goals right at the beginning is very important, when they would know what is expected out of them, and step by step you're taking them forward, so they would definitely uh, go ahead in the journey.
Definitely, ma'am. Definitely. I think it's very important, as you rightly said, that the things need to be, they have to be kept slowly so that the students learn from, like, gradually they learn from one concept to another, and they adjust to the new setup of schools, especially the hybrid model of the schools. Ma'am, one last question which I would like to ask you is that how efficient can the hybrid model be for the students? Because I think the many schools have started to integrate the smart boards in their classrooms, and it has started even before the pandemic. That has been there, but now we are talking about bringing the digital content in the schools as well. So, do you think that it would be more helpful than the traditional way of teaching the students?
It would definitely be much more helpful, because I believe that in the traditional way of learning, when you are just telling them to do the rote learning and they are not really interested in learning in a certain way, here they have the freedom to explore the topic. They have the freedom to explore the content from different different sources, which they can understand. It's not one size fit all. It's like you find your size, and whatever fits best to you, you go ahead with that, but come to us with a finished product, right? So that is what will work, because now everything has become so what you can say, there's nothing which is very certain. Everything is changing, and in this changing world, everybody needs to be adaptable to the changes, and that is something which is really really important. And b they really need to be equipped, they really need to equip themselves with different skill set. See, all these things, when they learn to explore from different sources, they will be better equipped in the changing times.
Yes, ma'am. I think that would be very helpful for our teachers, in understanding how a hybrid classroom would look like. I'm sure they would be visualizing it through the way you have, told us about the whole thing, and the way you have such beautifully answered all the questions and all the ideas that you have brought to this platform. I'm sure that all the teachers who are currently viewing this video, they would definitely learn something from this. And to all the teachers who are viewing this, I would just like to say that if you have any questions, please write to us in the chat section, and we would be happy to respond to your questions. Ma'am is there with us, and she will definitely give her expert guidance to you, and will definitely answer all the questions that you may have. Uh, Ma'am, thank you so much for
Thank you
being
so
here
much.
with us, and your insights have been very wonderful. And there would be many more teachers who would be viewing this video on YouTube later on, and I'm sure that once they watch the whole video, they would find it very important and very essential for them, especially in the coming times, especially when the schools reopen from next week. Uh, so, thanks a lot,
Thank
ma'am. Thanks a
you.
lot for
Thank
being
you
with
so
us.
much for having me. I hope I've answered your questions. And in case anybody has a question, so I'm here to answer. And yeah,
Yeah, definitely, ma'am. Thank you so much. We are getting a few comments in the chat section. but we're waiting for a few teachers who may have any questions, and then we can definitely talk about it. So, yes, ma'am. Okay, so moving ahead, we would now like to talk about the framework for hybrid teaching. Now, I would like to request Smriti to please talk about the how a good framework of hybrid teaching can be it's essential for the teachers.
Right, Manaza. So, teachers, after this very insightful comments by Nikita ma'am, let's move forward in the session and let's talk about hybrid teaching and understand, some strategy that we can use for hybrid teaching. So, the strategy that we will talk about today is watch, think, and practice. So we will first look into the strategy, watch, think, practice, and understand what exactly watch, think, practice is all about, and what do they talk about? Like, what do we want to achieve by using watch, think, and practice in our classroom? So, as it states, the first step that is watch, it helps students to understand concepts visually, learn independently, and enhance their observational skill. So, watch talks about sharing, let's say, giving some visual resources to our students, and how it helps them to understand the concept visually. So we all know that if we give student to read something, or let's say to listen to some audio, so what works better is some visual element where students get to watch it, because that helps students, that grabs students attention, they feel that to be interested, and then they show interest themselves, and they learn independently without any, let's say, teacher support or parental support. They themselves show interest and watch it, and it also helps enhance their observational skill, because we are just sharing a video, let's say, with student, or let's say one infographic where children are just reading it and watching it and understanding. So they pick up certain element by themselves. The teacher is not guiding exactly that watch this element. That is the initial step. So student observe and or take out elements from the video independently. So it helps them in enhancing their observational skills and learning independently. Moving ahead, we will talk about the think step. So, think helps students to build connection between concept. So, as teachers, we cannot just give a video to student and ask them to understand the topic. We have to push them little bit further and give them elements where they can think or ponder on the topic that we are talking. We are trying to, make them understand about. So this think step will help them build connection between topics, because all the topics that we are teaching in classroom are somewhere or other connected to the real life scenarios. So student also need to think on, let's say we have shared a video. So just watching the video and observing the element is not the end goal that we want to achieve, right? We want to make students understand the connection between the concept and the real life applicability of the concept, and then we also want to relate concepts for but there are many topics where connection between concepts can be built. Let's say we are talking about constitution, we are not just talking about social science or civics. There are many related topic. Let's say water, it's not just science, it can be related to many social issues as well. So there are many such topic that we can find out where we are teaching students has many connection as well to other subject. So making them connect that, then connecting the concept to their real life applicability, and then raise question to deepen one's understanding. So giving that scope to student where they are asking question. So to encourage student to ask question, as teacher what we can do is we ourselves question all the concept that is written on textbook. While teaching student, we ourselves can keep asking question and then answer it how much we can. So this will help student and motivate them to keep asking their points as well. When they are watching the video, they we can give them some pointers on the basis of open ended questions, maybe, where they are asking questions further. So the third step, that is practice. Because just watching and thinking on a topic is not complete. We have to make student practice. So practice helps them build expertise in the concept, relate concepts, and become a holistic and self-directed learner. So when a child practice the concept, wherever the child has not explored any part of the concept, the child get to explore that. Because solving a problem or a case study we have given and given some question where the child is solving it. So solving a problem makes the child explore every beat of the concept that we have taught, and that will help the child become a holistic learner. Because if any any part of the concept is left, the child will think on it, research on it, try to understand it better, try to understand the layers behind, beyond the superficial concept. And then the child will become gain the expertise in that concept. So, teachers, this is all about the watch, think, and practice strategy that we can use while using a hybrid teaching in our classroom. So, now onward, we will try to gather a little bit more information and understand this three-step little bit in a deeper manner. So, Manaza, if you can explain the watch step to our teachers.
Sure. So, thank you, Swati, for telling us about the watch, think, practice strategy and how the teachers can utilize it in their classrooms. So, moving on, we'll be talking about each aspect of all the three strategies in a detailed manner. Moving on, we will first be talking about the watch strategy, how the teachers can incorporate the watch practice in their classrooms, which can be helpful for the students' learnings. So the first method to do this is to teach students through online resources and textbooks in hybrid classrooms. So with Nikita ma'am, we were talking about that how hybrid classrooms could be much more beneficial for the students. They can be effective in the students' learnings, and how the teachers can teach through the medium of technology, through the medium of the smart board. And when we talk about this, one major thing that comes in the watch strategy is the utilization of the online digital resources and textbooks. So there are many books that are available on the on the online platform. On Gurusana, we have a digital content library which has an array of books and resources that the teachers can utilize in their classes. They can teach the students through these contents and through videos, through the medium of worksheets. It would be much more easier for the students to understand the concepts. As we all know that for students it's much more efficient to learn something by watching it. When they have a video to watch, when there is an audio visual which the students can use in understanding some concept, then it is obvious, it is like it is very helpful that the students switch to watching a video so that they are able to understand the concept in a much better manner. Moving on, there are also many interesting examples that are given in the NCRT books. So, as we have seen in the books, in almost all the subjects of the NCRT books, there are always practical examples, practical applications that are written in the books, and teachers can involve the students in those activities. And this would be one very important medium through which the students can learn through watching. Now we have over here, there are few examples from the NCRT book that we have here. So one is from the EVS class 4 book, the chapter 12, Baswas Farm. So the activity over here is to grow the plants. And once the students are involved in planting the trees and in planting some small plants, they would be able to understand the concept of germination, the concept, the parts of the plants in a much more better manner. When we talk about the maths book of class fourth, there is a chapter on building with bricks. So in this chapter, there are, as we can see over here, that there are a few photos of three kinds of bricks on the wall, and now they have to match the photo of each wall with the correct drawing below. So now one is on the top. There is, three different types of bricks, and below of it they have to match it with the image that is most that it relates most with. So I think this becomes very much effective for the students to learn from, and these activities should be done with the students so that their learning capacities are enhanced to a much more better manner. There are other examples in different other books of the NCRT. We also have in English class fourth, chapter two, The Little Fir Tree. So here they have to point out eight things, and it's written that, six of them are written, six of them are visible, and they can't see the other two. So write down the four things that you can see. So there are a few details that are also given, and the students have to just look at the picture, read the question, and then answer it. Again, there is one more example which is given in the Hindi book. So all these examples in the Hindi, in the NCRT books can be very beneficial for the students in understanding how they can learn from watching the videos or the digital resources. So through the medium of the smart boards, teachers can project these examples on the screen, and they can then maybe divide the students into different groups through which they can start to do one or the other activity from their books, and also from the Gurushala content library, and then they can incorporate it in their learnings. So moving ahead, I would now request Smriti to take you all to the Gurushala Digital Content Library, and make you see that there are so many things that are available which you can utilize for the students and enhance their learnings.
Right, Manaza. So, teachers, we understood the watch and think, steps of the watch think practice. We saw how we can use the watch step and use textbooks and online resources. So, we will just explore Gurushala and see if we have any appropriate online resources on Gurushala that can be used in our hybrid classroom method. So what I did was I just clicked www.gurushala.co on the browser, and this is the Gurushala homepage. For teachers who are on Gurushala homepage for the first time, and if you have already signed up, you have to just click on your Facebook ID or Gmail ID, and you will be logged in. So what I'll do is because I have already signed up, I'll just log in. I just clicked on Google and I'm here in the My Repository page. I'll just go to home page, and this is how it looks. So I'll just zoom in a little bit so that it is easier for you people to see. So this is the phone view of Gurushala, and this is how it looks. Uh, we can see, there are various sections here. On the top, there are banners. So any important events that is happening on Gurushala, you will always get a quick update over here on the banners. If I go a little bit beyond that, there are various sections like course module section, content library section. So the course module section has self-paced course. So you can just enroll and do the courses and learn the strategies from here. We will talk a little bit deeper into it in in some time. Content library is the section that we are going to explore now. There is one quiz for student section which has a lot of quiz on various subjects and various classes. You can always explore and share it with your students directly. Sessions like now, what is happening, like online trainings, you can always come back and explore it. Staff room section is like a virtual class, a staff room where teachers from all over the country, they come and talk to each other, try to address each other's issues, and solve and be there for each other. Express yourself is a section on Gurushala where teachers, apart from teaching or building their capacity, they come here and write down or explore fun facts. It's like having some free time or me time for teachers. You can always come here and explore. And if I go a little bit beyond, Parath, that is personal analysis and reflection of attitude by teachers. So Parath is a section where you can come and answer as per your what you do exactly in your classroom. There will be certain questions where you can answer the question very honestly. The result will not go to anyone, rather it will just show you, it's just for you, the analysis is just for you, where you get a very detailed analysis on your characteristic as a teacher. And that will give you a broader overview where you understand which are the features as a teacher you need to work on. So for now, we will go into content library and we will explore how we can use the large number of content that Gurushala has, how we can use them and and enhance our hybrid classroom teaching method, and share it with our students. So content library has Gurushala content library has more than 30,000 resources on various subjects and for various grades. We can see on the top there is this three line. If I click on them, you can see the subject filters. I'll just click on the show more option and we can see so there are sub classes. The filters are the content is available from pre nursery classes to students of 11th 12th grade. You can always come and explore, and the subject variation varies, like from general EVS, math, science to economics, biology, chemistry, any or let's say life science, sports, arts. So you can always come and explore them. So these are some of the, and some of the filters, that business studies, art and craft, you can always come and explore them. Similarly, content type, depending on your requirement, like what do you exactly, what type of content you want, you can always explore. There are animated videos, there are assessments, case studies, challenges are also available. You can always explore them. Also, language wise, there is a great number of variety that you can get from Gurushala Content Library. So you can see there are various language content that is available on Gurushala. As per your requirement, you can always come and explore. Uh, so duration is also there. Media type, if you want to share a video with your student, or let's say you don't, some teachers might say that there is not good internet connectivity in your area. So student might find it difficult to open the video and watch it. So in that case, you can always use this filter document, where documents are easier and can be opened and viewed with less internet or less data. So you can always share documents with your students for that purpose. So these are some of the broad filters that Gurushala Content Library has. You can always come and explore them. uh, I'll just show you the Gurushala content library on a laptop mode in case any of you are using Gurushala content library on that. So you can see on a computer or laptop, the filters look something like this. On the left side, you can see all the subject class and every type of filter that we spoke about right now. So because right now we are talking about hybrid classrooms, and we are also talking about the first step of the strategy watch. So what can be the some possible resources that we can use on content library? I'll just show you. Content library has various subjects. We can always choose from them. they have various activities. Apart from that, on the content type, we have various content type, and I'll just take you people to, there is one filter called do it yourself. So basically you are just sharing it with your student and asking your students to do it themselves. This can be like an introductory activity where we are talking about the watch step. We are sharing it with our students, some of the activity as per our the lesson that we are going to cover. You have to choose a aligned content and share it with your students. So once the students do it, they will explore, and they will understand, get a brief understanding of the topic. Now when students come back with that understanding to class and you teach the topic, students will get a deeper understanding of the concept. So that is the idea. So for now I'll just click one of it and I'll try to show you how does this activities look like. Here is this first activity, which is called Paint Bombs Exploding Art Activity for Kids. So, this is how it looks when I clicked on the resource. So, I can just click on the view resource, and here is the video that we can watch. So like this video talks about how to create the art form. So if we are, let's say, talking about colors, or we just want to make them understand the properties, let's say properties of liquid, we can always share it with our student. And also, teachers, I would like to tell you that you can directly share Gurushala resources here. Here is this button of share just below the resource. You can always click and share it with your students. Similarly, we will go back and see if we have any other resources on, let's say, for any subject. Let's say maths teachers want to explore the resources. You can always, explore them. So for subtraction, you also have do-it-yourself resource, shapes and space, how to develop a measuring tool. So this is for maths teacher. If you are teaching students about measurement, you can always play this, use similar kind of resources and share it with your students.
इसका मतलब जब भी हम पे सिरिंज लगती है, जब भी हम पे सुई लगती है, इसका मतलब उसमें उनके पास क्या होता है, मेजरमेंट।
See, so basically, the teacher or the person who has shared the resources has exactly given instructions in a very detailed manner, which also gives a very personalized touch to the resource. So you can always share it. And Munasa, with this, I would like to conclude the Gurushala content library, and I would request you to take our teachers to the next step, that is think and talk about it.
Sure, Smriti. Thank you so much for taking us through the Gurushala content library and telling us about the different variety of resources that are available for the teachers, which they can use in their teaching to the students. So, moving on, we have talked about the watch strategy. Now, coming to the second part of the strategy is the think part. So, in this part we'll be talking about how the surroundings of the students can help them in thinking. So once the children have watched a video or a content piece from the library or from any resource book, they will now have to move on to the second part, through which they will be understanding, they will be reflecting on what they have learned. So this can be done when the students think beyond the book, when they have questions, when the teachers ask them few questions related to the topic, when they take some time out and think about what they have watched. So it is a small reflection exercise which the students can do to ensure that whatever they have seen, they are able to learn and to understand from it. So moving on, how we can make students think further. Now, as we have seen that Smriti has shown us quite a few videos on the Gurushala platform, and talking about that as the students, watch the videos or the content piece. Later on, there are four options. One Number one is that the teachers can conduct an activity with the students where all the students come together and share their ideas in front of the class. So these activities could be an exhibition. These activities could also be a fancy dress competition or anything through which, a platform that is given to the students to come together to share their ideas and to express themselves. Now coming to the second option we have is, after watching the videos, student can write an article on their ideas. Now writing something down in the form of an article or an essay helps the students in reflecting uh, and also helps in deepening the concepts that they have seen through the medium of the videos. So once the students write something about what they have watched, they are basically, putting their own opinions in the video. They are also thinking about what they have seen. They are probably revisiting the videos again and again to form an opinion, to form to form a view of the video, which they will incorporate in the articles or the essays that they will write. So this enhances the learning abilities of the student. This also enhances the retention abilities of the students. So as you know, it's very much, many teachers must be aware of this, that one thing the audiovisual does is that it helps the students in retaining the information. Now, when the student writes the information down, this practice also helps the students in retaining the information that they have seen. Coming to the third option we have is, the teachers can give students open-ended questions to think further on the topic. So once the you know the what teachers can do is that they can play the video on the smart board, or on their phone or on their laptop, anything which is available, even on the TV. So if the school has a TV over there, the teachers can make the students watch the video, and then after watching the video, the teacher can then include the students in a discussion where the teachers ask open-ended questions. So open-ended questions are basically subjective questions that the teachers may ask, so that the that gives an opportunity to the students to express themselves more vividly. So that means that asking some questions that would give the room to the students to think about the topic, to put all the ideas that they have on the table, to discuss further with their groups. What the Now coming to the fourth point, what the teachers can do is that they can also have group discussions in the classroom. So this can be done when the teachers have given some open-ended questions to the students. Now there are two ways to do this. One is that the teacher divides the students into some groups, which will then lead to a group discussion among the among the students. Open-ended questions could also be asked individually from the students, so that would, give the space to individual students in expressing their opinions. So these are the few things that the teachers can work upon with the students, and the all the videos that the students have watched will become much more embedded in, the child's brains, and they will be able to understand the concepts in a much more better manner. So moving on, as I talked about, some open-ended questions that the students can ask, that the teachers can ask from the students. There are a few examples. The some of the questions which the teachers can ask are, what do you think about what was said? So probably a video is shown to a group of students, and there is a conversation that is happening. There is a discussion that is happening in the video, and after the whole video, the teacher can simply ask that to the students, that what do you think about what was said. So what was shown in the video, what was the conversation in the video. If the teacher asks such questions, that encourages the children to think about it, to think about what they have seen, that actually, so that leaves an imprint in their minds, and then they are able to think more clearly, and they are able to understand the concepts in a much more better manner. The other question that the teachers may ask is, how would you agree or disagree with this? So when the teacher asks such a question, this leads to an opinion of the child. So the child is then, the child then thinks about what he thinks of the question. Does he agree with it? Does he not agree with it? So then, if such a question is given to a student, then he will be thinking about the different possibilities of the video that is shown to him. The other question that teachers can ask is, does anyone in this class want to add something to the solution? So, for example, if some students have given some solutions, there is a video which was shown, and some children give some solutions to a few problems that were shown in a video. And once, to conclude the whole discussion, if the teacher asks such a question that if any of the students would like to add to the solution, then that would give a space to the other students to come forward and to express their views more openly. So at that moment, the children who have not spoken would have already heard from the children who have already spoken, and that would give them more ideas and they can express themselves more vividly. The other question is that how did you determine this to be true? So if the children are shown some videos, the teachers can have a follow up question with them in the form of that: how do they determine that what is shown, what they think is true? How can they determine that what is shown is true? The other thing that can happen is, how does this relate to current events? So this such a question would give the scope to the students to relate the video with the current situation, with the current events. So for example, if a video is shown on the environmental pollution, and the teacher asks such a question, that how do you relate this to the current events? So the children might relate that video to the current scenario, to the current environmental degradation that is happening, and that would, this would ensure that the child is thinking and is able to engulf as much as information as possible. Now, the other question which the teachers can ask is, how did any of the characters or events remind you of yourself, and why? So this means that the teacher is trying to build a relation between the characters or events that are shown in the video with the students. So now this again is a very helpful strategy. When the child connects himself to the characters or the events that are presented through the medium of the video, that ensures that the child is able to to understand it in a much more better manner. So these are the few questions that are shown, and many more questions, many more such questions could be asked with the students while showing them the videos, or after the videos have ended and the teachers then start a discussion with the students. So
Right, Munazza. So teachers, I would also like to add a very quick point that these questions I found them very interesting. And I would say that, we have been time and again talking about holistic education, where, rote learning is not the answer, and we need to develop our children holistically. So if you look into these questions not just helps just remembering the concept, rather going a little one step ahead and helping student think more about it and connecting it to the real life, asking question to themselves and answering on the basis of what they have learned. This will help in the holistic growth of children. Right, Munaza, you can move ahead with the session.
So now I would like Smriti to take us to the video section, to the course module section of Gurushala. But before that, there is one more thing which I would like to talk about. The other thing which the teachers can do is to use interdisciplinary projects with the students. So this can be done in a way that the subject teachers can plan and design a set of activities for the students which are common and cover their subject concepts. So in this interdisciplinary project, all the teachers who are the subject teachers of a particular classroom, they can come together and they can plan some activities which they can conduct with the students with a common goal and objective. Since all the teachers from different backgrounds will be coming up, and they will be able to do a set of activities that includes different subjects, and the students would be able to learn much more through these activities in a much better manner. So, moving ahead, Smriti, I would like to request you to please take all the teachers to the course module section of Gurushala. from where the teachers can learn about the courses which they can complete through the digital mode.
Right, Munaza. So teachers, we will just go and explore how we can use, this Gurushala course module section, and explore interdisciplinary learning, which will help us to address the learning gap that we have been talking about. That has already been created in our students. How to deal with that and how to manage our time. Let's look and explore Gurushala course module section and see if any of the resources can help us to deal with that. So you can see I'm again on Gurushala homepage. So teachers who, again I want to repeat that, make sure that you are logging in on Gurushala when you are on homepage, because if you haven't logged in, then the problem is, you will be redirected to log in before getting into the course modules. And also, I want to just tell you that Gurushala platform can be accessed on English and Hindi. So, whichever language you are comfortable with, you can just click on that and explore. Uh, without wasting any time, I'll just take you to Gurushala course module section and let's see how does it look like. So you can see Gurushala course module section. It has more than 120 modules. You can always come and explore them. These are all self-paced courses. You can see the time you will take, maximum 3 hours. But if you sit in a focused manner, it can be finished. Just make sure when you go through the course modules, make your own notes, and take it seriously and do it. And I hope the concepts will help you. The course module section looks something like this. Again, there are many filters that you can always use and make your search for any, as per your need, very easy. So let's say if you are trying to look into 21st century skills and develop it within you, you can always click on the filter. So the filter can be used like this, and you can see, as per the filter, the modules have also been filtered. So similarly, if you want to explore how to, let's say, content resources, you want to create any content for yourself, and you want support for that. Excuse me. So you can always use the filter here. So I'll just tell you how to search for the modules. The first option is I can just scroll down and look into the titles of the modules and explore it for myself. The second option is Gurushala always highlights the top three modules every month. So you can always, in case you are confused what you want to cover, you can always come and complete the three modules that has been highlighted for the month, and understand the strategies and use it for yourself. In case let's say today I am telling you a module's name, and that this is the module you want to complete. What you will do is you will just go here and type it for yourself. And let's say I want to talk about revision matrix. I'll just click revision and click enter. So here I can see the revision matrix or any other modules that are related to revision are displayed on the screen. So this is how you can always access Gurushala course module section, which is very easy. You can come and always explore. Now let's get into one of the concept and see how the course modules look like. So because we are talking about interdisciplinary teaching and how to manage time as teachers and address the learning gap in students. So I'll just take you to the linking the concept module that Gurushala has. So this is how once I clicked on the module, this is how it looks like. I just want to tell you that I have completed the module, and that is why I can see the view certificate option here. So if you haven't started the module, at this exact place you will get a button called enroll for free. You have to click on the enroll for free button, so you will be enrolled into the module, and after that you can continue the module. So the module looks like this. The module has four sections called relate, explore, assess, and further readings. So the relate section will have a small video. I'll just take you through the videos quickly so that you can understand how does it look like. Munaza, I hope the audio is audible.
Linking the concepts.
Yes, Smriti.
Meet Miss Sudha. She is a mathematics teacher at Modern Public School. She looks a bit tensed. Let's see what is going on.
What should I do? How should I manage my class? Oh, good afternoon, Kaveri. Well, it is regarding the Diwali competition.
Miss Sudha is reciting her problem to Miss Kaveri as she is recalling the scene where she had a conversation with Principal Mr. Karan. Miss Sudha, I want your class to participate in this year's Rangoli competition, so you have to give them enough time to prepare.
Sir, but I have to complete the syllabus.
I understand. But Diwali competition is a big event for our school and a lot of people from outside will also be joining us. So, it has to be perfect. I know you will find some way.
I'm worried that how could I finish the syllabus if I provide time for the preparation of the
All right. So this is, the relate video where if you watch as a teacher, you will get to relate to the situation. Let's say right now, students are back to school, and you want to complete the current syllabus, but you also want to address the gap that has already been created. So how do you do that? You know the teachers who are connected with us right now might be feeling similar situation where you are struggling to manage time and cover your syllabus and address to students need. So you can connect to it. So immediately after the relate video, as the relate video ends, so yeah, so there are two questions that you have to answer on the basis of the relate video. Very easy to answer question, multiple choice question. You have to just click on the answer, and once you click on the next button, you will get this, how much correct you answered. Like I have, because I have already answered, so this is how it looks. So I'll just quickly click on the next button. And here is the explore video. In the explore video, we will get a strategy, a suggested strategy for teachers where they can, you can use similar strategy or as per your scenario. Let's say you got the broader idea or the broader framework of the strategy, and you want to modify a little bit because your classroom scenario is a little bit different. So you can always do that. So note down the strategy and use it. And I'll just quickly show how does the video look like.
The teachers are now searching the web for some strategies. Let us see what they have found.
Sudha, from this, what I understood is that linking two subjects like mathematics or science with history, art, or any other subjects to teach is termed as interdisciplinary teaching. Am I correct? You are right. You are right. I can use Rangoli competition as a means to teach shapes to my students. How do you think you can use this approach? I think I can use crackers to teach my students about pollution, hazards, and chemical change.
All right, as you can see in the video, so both the teachers are discussing how a Rangoli competition and let's say the Diwali celebration, they are going to use it in their, teaching. The maths teacher is saying she will teach shapes to her students through the Rangoli competition, and the other teacher is saying she will use the crackers to talk about pollution and environment. So similarly, you can always use the strategy, and for now, I'll just quickly forward the video. There are many detailed strategy to it. You can come and explore the module for yourself. So once the explore video is done, there is a infographic that you can come and explore. So the strategy that has been discussed in the video has again been represented in the form of a colorful, reader friendly infographic. So you this kind of highlights the strategy that the module talked about. So you can come and explore it. After the infographic, there is, assessment questions, and if you want to explore further, there will be, further readings where you can read and explore it for yourself. So this is how it looks. All right. So
Hi,
this
welcome.
particular
I am
module has a game as well. You can always come and explore the module for yourself. So Munazza, this is what the Gurushala course module section has for our teachers. So I would request all our teachers to come back and explore the module for themselves. Let's move forward in the session.
Right, Smriti. As we have seen that we talked about the watch and the think part of the strategy, we are now coming to the practice part of the strategy. Now, once the child has watched some videos, they have, also have the thought through process through which they have thought about the video through different kinds of questions, different kinds of open questions that we talked about, or the interdisciplinary activities, and also about the different ways through which they can write an article or an essay about the topic which they have learned through the video. We now come to the practice part. So it's very essential for the students to practice the concepts, so that the concepts get properly embedded in their minds, and they are able to answer all the questions that follow the subject and the concepts. So practicing through different kinds of quizzes, different kinds of questions, worksheets, it's very important for the students, and it can also be done through different kinds of activities which the teachers can do with the students. But moving ahead, I would request Smriti to take the teachers to an activity round, and then we will move ahead with the quiz section.
Right, teachers. So here is the next activity of today's session. So the question goes something like this: that mention a resource of Gurushala that you can use for practice with your students. For the step, for the whole watch, think, and practice strategy that we discussed, what can be a particular resource or particular section of Gurushala that you can use for the practice step. So, teachers, as usual, you have 60 seconds to answer, and I would request all of you to quickly answer. And let's see, who is the one who can answer correctly. And so, this is the fastest fingers first, and you have, 55 seconds to go. Munaza, let's see how many of our teachers can, guess at least. So, teachers, there's no right or wrong answer. You just have to guess and say.
Teachers, you can talk about the different kinds of the resources on Gurushala that you find are helpful for the students in practicing some concepts. So there are only 45 seconds to go. Please type your answers in the chat section, and then we can move ahead with the training with the session.
Right. So during the training session as well, we have been, through various sections of Gurushala. And, in the first time I took you to Gurushala website, I have explained or given brief about some of the section. So you can, even if you are not very sure, you can always guess and share some answers. So, Manaza, you can see some of our teachers have started answering in the comment section. Let's see. Let's wait for some more seconds and see how many of our teachers are answering, and let's see what are the kind of answers we are receiving.
So we have received some answers from the teachers. One is the course module of the Guru Shala library. The other one is the content library of the team. Then we also have the audio visual courses on the Guru website, which the teachers can use with the students.
Right, Munazza. So thank you, teachers, for all the teachers who have tried to answer the question. So yes, all of your answers are correct. We can use all of them, but let's see what is that specific, section that can actually help you to, practice and use it for the practice section. So now I would request Munazza to take us to Gurushala and quickly explore the Gurushala quiz section and see how we can use it for the practice stage.
Sure, Smriti. So now we will be taking you to the Gurushala website again, and this time we will be showing you a different section of the Gurushala website. We will be talking about the quizzes section of the platform and how the teachers can use that platform in the practice of the students, so that the concepts are much more clearer to the students through the means of different fun activity quizzes. So I will be sharing my screen. uh, yeah, so is my screen visible to you, Smriti?
Yes, Munazza, you can continue.
Okay. So we have the Gurushala website opened over here, and Smriti has already traversed you through the platform, through the whole platform. And as she has mentioned before as well, that you first need to sign up or sign in if you have already signed up. I've already signed up on the platform, so I will be signing in. Uh, Once this happens, I will go to the Gurushala platform. So when I scroll down, I will see just below the course module section, we will see the quiz for students section. So on clicking this section, there would be an array of quizzes that would be open for us. And as you know, as I'm scrolling through the quizzes, we see that there are different kinds of quizzes that are there, and they are on different subjects. The class is also mentioned, that for which class the quiz is appropriate for. The language in which the quiz has been made is also given, and the number of questions that are there in the quiz are also mentioned. So all these quiz, like we have a quiz on climate. It is in Hindi language and it is for class fifth. It has 11 to 20 questions that are there. We also have many other we also have many other quizzes. So we have a quiz on good and bad touch for class 3. We also have a need for food for people for class 3, and it's also in Hindi language. So as we move ahead, we will see that there are many quizzes even in the regional languages that are available. It's there in Kannada. It's also in English. So the filter section is also applicable over here. You can simply search the title of the quiz if you already know about it, or if you would like to filter through this, you can do it. So you can filter it by the language. So as we can see, there are once as we see the list of languages available, we have quizzes in English, we have in Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Telugu, Kannada, Assamese, and Odia. We also have some classes. So as we can see, we have quizzes from class 1 to 12. When we come to the subjects, there are many subjects that are covered in the quiz section. So we have the maths, we have quizzes on maths, GK, geography, science, social science, environmental studies, English, history, pol science, physics, chemistry, and biology. We also have the level. So level 1 is easy, level 2 is a little intermediate, level 3 is a little difficult. Number of questions are also given. So if you would like to have a short quiz with the students, you can choose the one with 0 to 10 questions. And if you would like to have a longer quiz with the students, you can choose the 11 to 20 set of questions that the quiz has. So these are the things, these are the different kinds of quizzes that are available. I will quickly take you to one of the quizzes present on the website, so that you can utilize the other quizzes with the students. We'll be talking about We can select this one, health and diseases. It is a quiz for class 9th. So before starting the quiz, you have to enter your name. I will be entering the name. And then there would be a start button that is shown. You will have to simply click on the button. So here the question is given, and on the left hand side, the timer is also running. Here it will show that how many questions are correct if I answer any of it. So, for example, deficiency of iron causes. If I choose my answer as anemia, it would say that it is a correct answer, and I would get 1 point for this answer. Now coming back to the second question, unable to see in dim light is I would, if I choose this night blindness, it will again uh, give me the other point. Now coming back, enlargement of glands in neck is called. If I answer goiter, it's the correct answer. Now, there are 12 questions as we can see below. Bite of mosquitoes can cause, we can say both. And then, as we just keep on moving, we will see that there are many questions that are there, and they are all related to the topics of health and diseases. Airborne diseases are malaria, jaundice, chickenpox. So we can choose any of the answer that we feel is correct. So I have chosen this answer that's incorrect, and now it's showing that the correct answer is chickenpox. So now moving ahead, we have this typhoid and jaundice are. We have to just mention that what kind of a disease it is. So if I just say that it is an airborne disease, it would be wrong, and it would then show me the right answer. We can then move on to stagnant water is the breeding place for what. So we can choose our answers. If I've chosen mosquitoes, it shows correct. And then we come back. So now that we can see that we have, the timer is also running. Weak, soft, and fragile bones are due to deficiency of calcium, or yeah, the answer would be both. So I won't be getting any points for this answer. Vitamin C deficiency causes. I have chosen scurvy, which is the correct answer. So this way you can the students can select the questions. Germs of common cold spread through air, water, soil. So I have chosen air. Then we have iodine deficiency causes thyroid. And the last question is best dietary source for vitamin D deficiency is corn, bread, or fatty fish. So if I'm just choosing this answer, now once the quiz is completed, it shows me the score and the time which I have taken to complete the whole quiz. It shows me that there were 12 questions and I have answered 9 right. The timing is also shown here. I can also, click on this to see the answers and to start again. So if I want to play the quiz again, I can simply start over again by clicking on this. Now through these quizzes, what the teachers can do is that they can teach a topic to the students, and then they can move ahead with the quiz, so that the children are able to understand the concepts in a much more better manner. And this would also lead to an instant understanding of the students, that how well they have been able to grasp from the classes. So I think quizzes and practice sessions are very much important in understanding that how many concepts the child has been able to grasp in a better manner. So now once this is done, we can simply go back, and we can just check that if we have any more quizzes as well. So the subject teachers can choose the quiz from this section. And now I would like Smriti to talk about the task of the day. So we will now be concluding the session, and in this regard, we will now be moving ahead with the task of the day.
Right, Muneza. So, teachers, now that we have, understood and explored various resources and understood about hybrid classroom method, let's do a task, on this regard. So the task deadline is 31st October, that is Sunday. Before midnight, that is 11:59 p.m. You just have to submit it. And let's look at the task, what it is. So the task is, the first step is, uh, so before I move forward to the first step, I would like to tell you that you have to go and complete the linking the concept module, course module that we talked about. Go enroll yourself in the course module and understand the strategies, give the assessment, and get the certificate. Then this is before starting the task you have to do this. Then moving ahead with the first step. The first step is, you have to sign up on gurushala.co, and you know just make sure that you sign up on that. Then uh, then of course you have to complete your course module, but and then go to teacher community section. So because we were exploring Gurushala homepage, we talked about course modules and everything. Just to the left of that, there is a orange ribbon like thing which has many options. It has the second option is teacher communities. You have to click on that, and then in teacher community there is a teacher community named as engagement in class. You have to join that community. After joining that community, you have to complete the linking the concept course, and after completing you will get a certificate in the course. So take a screenshot of the certificate, or maybe just the certificate, the downloaded one. Go and post it in the teacher community. And I would also like to tell you that while posting, make sure that you are mentioning your name and school name, so that when we recognize, we identify properly as this is the person. So whoever does the task within time will be recognized on Gurushala. So this is the task, and just to make sure that you know the steps properly, I'm taking you on Gurushala website quickly, and I'll show you how to do it. So as you can see on the screen, this is the Gurushala home page. And if I go a little below on the left side, the second option is teacher communities. I'm clicking on that. Make sure before going to teacher community, you are logging in on Gurushala, because otherwise you will be redirected. So when I'm inside the teacher community, the page looks like this, something like this. So either you can scroll down, or you can simply type engagement in class in the search button here and search for it. So right now here is the engagement in class. You can see below it, I can see an enter button over here. So because I have joined the community. If you haven't joined, it will look something like this, like a join button. So, and when you click on that, you will get a pop-up saying that congratulations, you have joined the teacher community. So for now, I'll just click on the enter button and go inside the community, and I'll show you how to post the certificate. So once I clicked on the enter button, this is how it looks like. You can see many other teachers, they have shared their ideas in the community. So what you can do is you can click on the create post button, and this is how it looks, this pop-up. What I'll do is I'll type my name, I'll type my school name over here. You can type all of it. And so you have taken a screenshot, or let's say you have the downloaded certificate. What you will do is you will click on the this attach file option. When you click on it, this is how it looks. Your whatever documents are there on your computer, let's say it's in the downloaded file, you have to just click select and click on the open button. So the file will be here, and you have make sure that you have typed your name and school name, and then click on the done button. So when you click on the done button, there will be that there will be a pop up that you have posted in the community. So once you are done with the process, you can see your post something like this. Like we see in any general social media platforms, it will look similarly something like this. And that's it. That is the process that you have to follow to complete the task of the day. So this was all about the task of the day, and I hope all of you will do it. Now, Munazza, kindly take over.
Yes, so thank you, Smriti, for taking us to the demo on the Gurushala website. We are now coming towards the end of the session, and as mentioned before as well, that the link of the attendance form will be shared with you in the chat box. Please do not forget to fill the attendance form, because only after filling the registration form you will be receiving a certificate of participation. The participation certificate will be mailed to you on your email ID within 7 working days after the session. So please do not forget to fill the attendance form. Um, Also, if you have any queries, any assistance, you are free to email us at info@gurushala.co, and please log into gurushala.co so that you are able to access the course module section, the quizzes, and the content library that has been showed to you during this whole session. And I hope that it would be very useful for you in the coming days when the schools are reopened and when you have to interact with the students on the face to face basis. So, thank you, teachers. Thank you for being with us throughout the session. And I hope that the session has been very fruitful for you. And you have been able to grasp few things from the session that you will be definitely incorporating in your teachings with the students. So, thanks a lot, each and every teacher that has been associated with the session for today.
Thanks a
Thanks a
lot.
lot.
Thank you.